All right, today I'm going to go ahead and fix our steps on the Tiffin. As you can see, they're not really coming all the way out. So I'm going to test it out first, see what's going on, reset it, and see if that fixes it. Basically, you shut the ignition off and then you turn it back on. I'm going to go ahead and try that first. If that doesn't work, I'm going to go ahead and crawl underneath there and I'll see if it's not possible to just disconnect the power and reset the power. So all right, as soon as I started it up, I heard the stairs cycle on. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get this leveled out in the front so I can lift it up higher so I can get under it. And then I'll shut this off for a while and then I'll test it again because I think that's what it is. It just needs to be recycled. Might be easier just for me to repower it, disconnect the power, reconnect the power. You can see that it has raised up quite a bit, and when I shut this, typically these will go in and come out, so they should come out when I open the door. They're not. I'm gonna go ahead and crawl up under here. I've been under here before. I've replaced the motor system, but I'm gonna go ahead and crawl under there and see what I can find. All right, after resetting the power, I was able to get the steps to go in and out. So right now there's an off button, so I have it in the off position. So if I turn that on, what that does is it allows these steps to go back in. All right, well, it was working. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and check the gears on this. This is the drive motor and this is the gearbox that actuates these steps going in and out. So I'm gonna disconnect the power, which is right here. And then it's 3 bolts, this one, this one, this one, and this is a 5/16, and these are not super tight on here, so it's pretty easy. Now you don't want to leave power hooked up to this because if this actuates and turns in, this closes up and you could actually hurt yourself. So be very wary of that when you're. Once I have all 3 of these out, it should come apart fairly easy. But isn't that how it always goes? As soon as you think something's easy, it ends up being very difficult. So and you can see, let me see if I can't show you the gears up in there, and you can see how it actuates as I move this back and forth. And so I'm going to go ahead and clean this off. And now that I have this cleaned, you can see the square design here. That fits onto here only one way. So however the flat sides fit. Goes on. I put more grease on here, so there's grease on here. This sits in the top. Okay, once that is in there, you can put your bolts back in. Recommend at least finger tight, and tighten them all the way finger tight because that'll hold that gear system up against the gears. Then you can tighten these down. They don't need to be majorly tight, but they should be tight enough. You can plug this back in. Now once you plug this in, you want to be careful that this doesn't actuate. If it does, move your hands out of the way. Okay. Move. So I'm going to go check the RV real quick, see if when I turn it on it will activate. So right here's the control module. You can see how power comes out of it, goes into the gear drive and the gear assembly, which hooks to the stair system via this actuating arm. And then there is a 2-pin power connector right over here. All right, so one of the things I wanted to show you is this box, because this is where the controller, which is located here, connects into the power from the ignition and everywhere else. So I've loosened these screws, so I want to show you inside of here. Inside of here is the 4-wire connection. I was troubleshooting this, and so I took the gears off. You saw that. So my next step was to check power coming from the ignition and from the battery to make sure that this control box was good. So let me show you what this looks like. Okay, so basically this is a 4-pin connector, and it's kind of difficult to see, but there are wires in here. There's a yellow, a red, there's also a brown and a white wire. So the red is a 12-volt positive coming from the battery, so you'll always have power there. Yellow is power from the ignition, so you should have power there if you have your ignition on, because that's what turns the door on and off. So you can test those with a multimeter. What I did was, as soon as I plugged this in, I'll show you what happened. Okay, so I have the 4-pin connector here. So what I did was test each of these wires. The door switch is on, so that means if the door is shut, which the door is shut now, I should have power from the yellow wire and the red wire. Now, what should happen is that because I unplugged these, it is now into a reset mode, and as soon as I plug this in, the door should, the steps should shut. So that's also why you want to keep your hands away from it, so you can see that reset the control box. And by resetting that control box, it allowed the steps to come back in. Now if I go back out and open the door, the steps should go out, and then when I close the door, they should come back in. So let me go try that. We saw how the steps were working, and now I'm gonna go ahead and open my door, and you will see that it is no longer working. The switch is on. Right here is the switch, so it's on. That means that when the door is open, the steps should come out, and also means when the door closes, the steps should go in, even if my engine is off. So this right here is the magnetic switch, and you can see that it just basically pops into this hole. You can see the wiring on the back side, and a new switch would go right in here. The other side of that is a magnet, and this is where that is located. And this also just pops out. And once you have it out, there's nothing to it. It's just a magnet that goes into this area. Now, what you'll see is that when this is closed, here is the magnet, here is the door switch, and when it's closed, the magnet activates the switch. What we can see is that switch is on, my steps should come out. So I'm going to do one more test to make sure that it is the controller that's bad, and then we'll go from there. So the one more test that I tried actually worked. The steps came back out, and so I disconnected it. I left the steps out. It basically reset that controller, but really what that means is that that controller's probably bad, intermittently bad, and intermittent electrical problems or intermittent problems of any kind are just a chore to try and find. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a new controller ordered, and stick around. I'll show you how that's installed, because I'll come back and do that. All right, first thing I'm gonna look at here is taking the control box off, and it looks like these are flathead screws. There's 1, 2, 3. I have to disconnect this power connection, and then also the 4-pin connection in here. Also it looks like right here there is a ground wire from the controller, and then another ground wire that I follow over to here that I'll have to take off. So we get the tools to take that off, and then we'll move from there. Okay, looks like this is probably going to be the size I need, and it fits on here. Some WD-40 can't hurt. Maybe 5/16, and that looks like it's a 5/16. Yep. All right. Next piece I'm going to take off is this 4-pin connector. It just slides out there, and then I'll take off this 2-pin, and the last one we have is this single connector that goes to the light. So now that I have the entire piece off, I can go ahead and put the new one on. I can go ahead and start screwing this in. I had to find another screw to put this in. And that will go right into this hole, and it basically self-drives. Now that's on there very secure. So now the next things I have to do are connect the wiring, and this one is for the light, and there's a small clip here that this sits in. So that's out of the way. And then this is the 4-pin connector. I need an extra hand. Okay, so they're good and tight. You want that on there tight because that's the ground. Right here. And I'll clean this up with these others. So basically, you can see the light came on, and this is now in there and on. And now I'm going to plug this in, and now I'm going to go out and turn the switch on to see if the stairs come on and off. Okay, looks like the steps are working as expected. I can go ahead and start cleaning this up now. And what I mean by that is I'm going to go ahead and start putting things back together the way they were. And that will allow me to zip tie things and get this cleaned up, because having wires hanging everywhere don't work. Good thing about this is you can zip tie things, keep things out of the way, and if you do need to get to them again, you can always just take the zip ties off. All right, so now that I've fixed that, it looks like the whole issue was the control box right here. So this control box seemed to be bad, and so by that control box being bad, my steps would not go in or come back out. So now that the door's open, the steps are out, and that is because I have the step switched in the on position. That means the steps will function and activate when the door is opened or closed. So if I close the door, steps will go in, and then if I open the door, steps will come out. So that looks like that was what the issue was. I hope that that might help. It's just a matter of troubleshooting, and you can see I went through quite a few troubleshooting steps in this. So thanks for watching. Check out some of my other maintenance videos that I have. And again, this was on a Tiffin Phaeton, but most of the steps are the same. So have a good one. See you next time.